Hootie and the Bongfish, the Rabbi's Whisper, the Leafy Compadre, Dick Van Dyke's Laugh Chimney and Casper the Hungry Ghost could become legal for medicinal uses in New South Wales, with a push by the state government towards a trial program gaining pace this week, in stark contrast to people using marijuana who've just been taking it slow. The New South Wales government is considering a private member's bill to legalise small amounts of cannabis for the terminally ill. But not everyone is totally chill with the idea just yet.
The Australian Medical Association says more scientific research is still needed.
And my cousin Pete has volunteered to head up that research team. But the AMA has some questions first.
So we really have to define further what part of the plant is beneficial for certain conditions.
Now, obviously, I'm not a chemist or a botanist, but I believe it's the weed part. And earlier today, the Roast's morning show Roast Breakfast gave its 2 cents.
Indeed. And that's why we all agree on Roast Breakfast that Scotland is definitely to the north of England. That'll do, donkey! That'll do!
Shrek. Well, Clark, they used to tell us that users are losers, but it turns out that the real losers are the Australian people. Soon we're going to be overrun by Puff the Tragic Dragon as medical marijuana is about to tear this country apart.
Ole, ole, feeling pot, pot, pot.
Now stop it, Clark. This is a very serious subject. So drug reform advocate Dr. Alex Wodak says about 20 countries, as well as more than 20 states in the US, had legalised medical cannabis.
Hey, well, 20 countries? I didn't realise there were 20 Jamaicas.
And apparently 69% in the community in Australia say they support it too, the deadbeats. Which doesn't surprise me, given that the UN found that Australian recreational drug use has reached an all-time high.
Oh, pun intended. Advance Australia, bong!
We're joined now by Dr. Kara, who is standing in front of a cutout of Brisbane. Dr. Kara, why has Australia become a terrifying haven for crazed bong injectors?
Well, first we need to differentiate between medicinal and recreational drug use. Even if recommended by their doctor, right now patients have to source their own cannabis illegally and they're made to feel like criminals.
Well, yes, buying illegal drugs would make me feel like a criminal because I would be a criminal.
Dr. Kara, could you explain what are some of the benefits of medical marijuana?
Well, there's evidence that it can help relieve symptoms for sufferers of chronic pain.
Okay, just let me get this straight. So when people are smoking to medical chronic, do the side effects include a form of medical munchies?
No.
Get me 50 cc's and a tub of dip, stat!
But Dr. Kara, where does it end? First medical marijuana, then what? Recreational murder?
I tell you, the lava lamp industry will be worth billions. Groovy, baby!
Guys, this hyperbolic stigmatisation and these stupid stoner jokes are exactly the reason why this medical trial hasn't happened sooner. So please, try to take this issue a little more seriously.
We'll be right back.
I'm pretty surprised Alex is so uptight about using cannabis. I hear she's addicted to ice. Cold cans of soft drink. Of course, using cannabis for medicinal purposes is nothing new.
In 2737 BC, the mystical Emperor Shen Neng of China prescribed marijuana for a range of conditions.
Yep, sorry, I was going for something a little more recent.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus brought cannabis to...
No, I'm talking about now.
Medical marijuana is also legal or decriminalised in Israel, Czech Republic, the Netherlands, Uruguay and Spain.
Yeah, that's right. Even the terminally ill in Spain get to have a doobie before they succumb to the big siesta. So if Australia doesn't want to be the loser who doesn't smoke when everyone else is smoking, they better give in to that international pressure quick smart. We'll be right back.
Have you ever found buying drugs from weird strangers to ease your pain a difficult experience? Wouldn't it be better if you could just pop into your doctor? How much safer would that be, right? We'd love to hear about it at the Roast TV or hashtag RoastTV.
So who has been lobbying for changes to the medical marijuana laws? Is it someone from Nimbin? I'm guessing someone from Nimbin.
Talkback host Alan Jones has publicised a petition signed by 196,000 people calling on the New South Wales Parliament to allow cannabis use by the terminally ill and chronic pain sufferers.
Really? Alan Jones, the controversial radio host and amateur mentalist Alan Jones. Well, I guess he's making amends for all the chronic pain he's caused over the years.
Nailed it.
And support for this marijuana reform has also come from unexpected sources.
Is it the ocean?
Mr Abbott replied to me, and the date of the letter is the 23rd of August, in part saying, Alan, I have no problem with the medical use of cannabis, just as I have no problem with the medical use of opiates.
And while it's interesting to hear the Prime Minister's opinions on the topic, if you do need cannabis for medicinal purposes, you probably shouldn't take his advice on the dosage.
I tried marijuana, but didn't inhale.
Meaning he didn't try marijuana, he just tried sucking on the paper. Still, the PM's endorsement is a big one, and it's nice to see that he is fully versed in this controversial topic.
I was under the impression that the personal use of cannabis was no longer an offence in New South Wales.
Oh, it isn't? Well, someone better tell the cops, because I think we're still busting people for that.
You've been charged with possession of cannabis. How do you plead?
Oh, I got a permission slip from Mr. Prime Minister.
But despite the support of the Prime Minister, the New South Wales Premier and the influential people who live in their parents' garage lobby, cannabis use is still very controversial, which has made its use for medicinal purposes hard to achieve, even though, as drug reform campaigner Alex Wodak says,
we cited 82 favourable controlled trials and 9 unfavourable controlled trials. Now, there are a lot of medicines widely used in Australia today that are not supported by as strong as evidence as that.
So it looks like we have two options. Either we stop taking all medicines that could be used in a way other than intended, or we legalise cannabis so that terminally ill people can use it and risk other non-terminally ill people who are already smoking continuing to smoke. The only difference really being that instead of just regular pot, they'll be smoking Robopuffin, Codeine, Marijuana Fort. I got loads of these. Hemp Sip, Isacone, Anti-Spliffamine, Panadoobie, Vicks Vapor Bud.
Tuesday.